So far, we talked about RX and how that was critical for the game. And we also talked about how blockchain technology is critical to bring that RX to the next level, to create a new era of a MapleStory. Moving forward, the last chapter, we want to go into the detail on what that new era looks like, and we call this MapleStory Universe. In short, MapleStory Universe is a virtual world where various games and applications made with MapleStory interact with NFTs. This includes MapleStory MMORPG, but we have redefined the games, what games can be and what the boundary is. Now we see games as something more than before and wider universe where creators can participate together. This is a new chapter for MapleStory. I'll take you through our key project in turn now. Our first project is MapleStory N. This is the evolution of the original MapleStory infused with a limited quantity item generation structure that brings about RX 2.0. MapleStory N uses a blockchain technology and NFTs to define a new MMORPG experience. You can win items by playing this like a conventional game, and you can convert items you win into NFTs. Players will have full ownership of their items and will be able to freely trade and transfer them. We expect this to create a new game economy. MapleStory N introduced a limited quantity item generation structure to tackle inflation. We mentioned this earlier. The quantity of all items that can be generated during the entire service period is predetermined by item type. After that, the fixed number of items will be generated within the server periodically. For example, 100 items will be generated across the server in a whole life period. Regardless of how many people farm items, only 2 will be dropped per week. And 50 weeks later, all 100 rewards will be generated. And after that, there won't be any reward. Regardless of number of players or other variable, the total number of generated items are kept in check. We're hoping that this will eliminate the fundamental weakness of having an infinite supply of items. In other words, inflation. MapleStory will be the place where you can enjoy the reward experience of more powerful and meaningful items. This strict limitation on item quantities may result in a slightly different experience for each player. Item farming is no longer as self-centered, and you will have to compete with other players for some of popular items. This may seem like an increase in difficulties, and it really is. And we see this as a part of a new fun that comes with RX. Players will need to be strategic about where they choose to farm items. They'll need to choose between highly competitive item drop or easier drop in a less populated field. Each field and boss will have a different item reward pool, allowing for more variety in play and more fluid progression path. NFT item will have their own unique utility and rarity, giving players an enhanced sense of progression. This will be the difference between original MapleStory and new MapleStory N. We want the universe to be a world where NFTs are interoperable. And thus, we plan to release a couple of core applications with MapleStory N to achieve this. Let me introduce our second product, MapleStory N Mobile. We're preparing to expand NFT utility in MapleStory Universe to a wider range of platform-agnostic environments. MapleStory N Mobile is blockchain version of MapleStory Mobile that allows players to enjoy MapleStory NFTs on their phones. Players can acquire, utilize, and create MapleStory NFTs without platform restriction. And character NFTs and item NFTs acquired from MapleStory N can be imported to the mobile version and use it as it was on PC. And we expect MapleStory N to provide players with a different type of fun along with the PC MapleStory N. However, there is a limit to Nexon single-handedly working on development to expand NFT utility. And dev team and creators, only by growing ecosystem together, can achieve the next level of RX. That's why we created MapleStory N Worlds. These are development tools for MapleStory universe that will allow individual businesses, amateurs, and professionals alike to develop a product with the various resources and NFTs of MapleStory. MapleStory N World is a sandbox platform where players can participate as creators as well to build various blockchain games. Players can utilize various MapleStory IP resources, including NFTs, to create rich content. As a creator, you can utilize the vast resources available to you to easily make anything you can imagine. And this makes you a true owner of your game content. At the same time, wide range of players around the world, including your friends, will also be able to play your content. And you can be rewarded based on how much your content has contributed to the universe. Players will also be able to use their NFTs to interact with other players within contents created by many other creators. What is more, MapleStory N World is a cross-platform service that supports not only PC but also mobile. Any game or application created through MapleStory N Worlds will be playable in any wanted environment simultaneously. Last but not least, we will also provide an SDK that can be used to create a variety of apps. With this, MapleStory NFTs can reach beyond the boundaries of Nexon has first defined. The possibility of apps that can be created with the SDK are truly endless. Our hope is that MapleStory N SDK will enable new ideas beyond what can be created in MapleStory N worlds. We want to encourage creators, including external professional game developer, to utilize MapleStory IP to create various applications and games. Of course, Nexon will also contribute to the ecosystem as one of the creators in the MapleStory universe. Here are some examples of contents that can be made with the SDK. A healthcare app that allows players to check their health and receive daily reminders. Maybe a scheduler where you make a new event with your friends. Or a Globe Quest app where you can win NFT rewards for completing Universe Quest. It's all up to you. Eventually, we're excited with a prospect of being able to integrate external NFTs and projects into MapleStory too. What would happen if we brought other NFT projects into a world of MapleStory? What you see on the screen is some famous NFT project that you may already recognize, right? We've had a liberty of purchasing these NFTs and whipping up some example demo to see what they look like in our world. Cool, right? Yeah. The capabilities are endless. And this very space where various NFTs created by dev teams and creators can coexist is MapleStory universe. But we don't want to stop there. We envision a world where NFTs go beyond the MapleStory IPs. So you see there's a character here that's jumping into MSN. Now it's moving across to mobile. The same character stays there with NFTs. Now he's going into a MapleStory world. And lastly, it's going into Dab's made by SDK. This altogether is MapleStory Universe. One more thing. As the MapleStory Universe is an ecosystem built by various participants, we believe a sustainable reward structure will be important. We plan to measure the contribution of various participants in the universe and reward them accordingly. To ensure that creators and dev team are aligned, we will measure their contribution to MapleStory's RX and share reward between the dev teams and creators. Dev team ultimately will also act as another individual creator in the universe. With the fair reward system, creator will be motivated to move in the same direction as the dev team contributes to the ecosystem. And this reward will be in the form of a new token based on the player's contribution to the ecosystem, but this topic is for another day. So we'll soon reveal more information about our token on our Medium post, so stay tuned. Ultimately, the mutual understanding enables the dev team and creators to align their vision toward RX enhancement. Dev team will update content, and creators will continue to expand utility within the NFT ecosystem that is MapleStory Universe. This is the future of MapleStory, where RX meets blockchain that can exist as long as there are creators, even without Nexon. This is an ecosystem where MapleStory NFTs can be used in various blockchain projects around the world too, where other NFTs projects can either enter MapleStory, where NFT expand their uses and merge with each other by crossing the boundaries between their universes. And this is how Nexon envisioned the ultimate MMORPG to be, an evolved virtual world that is based on blockchain. Let's wrap up all this presentation. Perfecting MMORPG, that's also a title of this session. I still feel a bit burdened with such a title, but marketing guy, they pushed it. To summarize, today we talked about RX. We talked about RX, the reward experiences. That was MapleStory's key to 20 years of sustainable live service. Through blockchain and design and technology, we aim to build RX 2.0 that will fuel MapleStory for upcoming 20 years. MapleStory Universe is turning this into reality as it goes beyond the existing boundaries to build an even greater MapleStory hand in hand with dev teams and creators. Evolving into a virtual world where blockchain enables limitless expansion with NFTs and flexible movement. This is the world that MapleStory Universe envisions. The vision that we have for MapleStory Universe is MapleStory MMORPG in its ultimate form. We strongly believe that MapleStory Universe will be the foundation for the next 20 years of MapleStory, and we're truly excited for what's to come. Thank you for being with us and on this long journey today, and we hope you will support and join us as we take on a new challenge. Thank you very much, and please check out our Twitter account for the latest news, and for those of you with questions, please reach us separately for more information. Thank you very much again.